G'day folks, a bit more computer stuff today. I'm just sorting out what I've got and what's going where. So we just had a big clean up in the server room at work. Our IT guy came in and went through some stuff, and I've worked out the two of these that I got were the only two. The other ones are a slightly older version with a different board. So my mate Terry's getting this one as his media PC, and I'll make do with what I've got because I don't really need one. The other one I got is this one here, which it still bears the IBM name, and it's a much smaller case with smaller board and everything like that, and no PCIe slot, at least not a full-size 2.0 slot or anything. It's got some kind of weird one that I'll show you in a moment. But yeah, that's all good. The monitor's going back. I lent that out to a friend and I don't need it anymore. I'm just using it as a test monitor. So they've kept one of these older ones, just to set up some video monitors. We just have a video monitor in our CEO's office, just so you can see inbound traffic, outbound traffic, that sort of stuff from the premises. It's really handy. The video system they put in is the best thing yet. It's really good because you can keep an eye on the factory floors, you can keep an eye on everything. I know some people objected to being monitored by video, but hey, if you're doing your job and you got your head down, arse up, you got nothing to worry about. So yeah, I'm quite rapt that they put in video stuff, and that monitor's going on a wall mount for my mate Tom to use. He's a guy, our CEO, he gave me all this stuff and just said, get rid of it, bin it or take it home. Just don't have the hard drives. So I've been pulling hard drives out all morning and playing with stuff, and he's also given me, our IT guy's just written off the two old servers that were sitting in the corner. So there's a Pentium 4 and a Intel Xeon based server, but our IT guy seems to think that the Xeon one's actually older than the Pentium 4, so it looks newer, it's got a lot less dust and other stuff. It looks really nice and clean compared with the Pentium 4, which is dirty, and they even got rust around the fan grills on the back, like moisture and stuff. So I'll grab them both. We're going to deban the hard drives before I even leave, because they were shut down and left in functional order, so they've still got everything from the company on them. So he just said you can have the drives because they're special paired SCSI 2 or something drives, ultra wide SCSI, but they have to be, either I could take them home and deban them here and just promise it's all good, or what. But I'm just saying, right then, if I can't deban them, they're not leaving the building. So it's a lot easier that way, a lot less liability. So I'll be taking my deban disc up there and plugging them in for the first time in years and booting them up. So I'll deban those drives, assuming you can deban a SCSI RAID. I'm guessing you could, and we'll go from there. But yeah, as you can see, there's another one of these micro think centers from what I had before. It's the same as the one that I've got mounted on the wall with the amp meter and everything on it. You see it in all my rambling videos when I'm sitting there. So this is a good spare unit, good spare board and everything in there. No hard drive of course, but everything's in there. So that's a spare for me. It's a Pentium D 2.8, Pentium dual core. I don't know what the clock speed on this is, but it's an earlier, or standard Core 2 Duo. I think it's just a more bare bones system, which had a little bit of a surprise for me, because I opened it up, it's like, oh, old PCI graphics card. I might need one of them. Sort of expecting it to be like a 64 meg Rage or something like that, ATI. So I've just popped it out before, and it's like, okay, that's not so small, you can't really see it, but that's a GeForce 6200 256 meg DDR2 in PCI form. Perfect. No more looking for PCI cards. Oh, I couldn't have worked out any better. It looks like it's even got extra RAM added in there, so it's probably got 4 gig of RAM still. Cooler's been kept fairly clear. It hasn't had any major problems. These are fairly solid computers, but as you can see, the board on this one's a lot smaller. Hell, if I can stuff it into a micro ITX case, I might even do that, but it still doesn't help because there's no PCIe slot. That's just the header for this, but as far as PCIe, that's the slot there, and half of it's blanked off. It's for a micro PCI or 1.0 card. So I don't know what to do with that one. Either way, this would just make a nice workhorse. It doesn't need a huge graphics card. I just need to stuff as much memory as I can into it. New 500 gig WD Blue Series drive, and away we go. So that's a keeper, that's a keeper. This one here, I'm going to give it a bit of a chance to live again. This was our old metal shop computer, and it was getting to the point where it just wouldn't even get to desktop. It was crashing, it was locking up at random times. all sorts of problems. It started to come good when I popped the RAM out and popped it back in again, so it could just be a bad RAM issue. I'm going to replace those RAM sticks and the hard drive, which could have also been a failure point. Give it a try, but if it continues to crash and carry on, then the main board's more than likely the culprit. Although I'll check out the heatsink and cooler and everything and redo the heatsink compound as well, because it could have been overheating. But either way, it's a Hewlett-Packard Pavilion. What model is it? It doesn't say. It's where is the model on these? Oh, HP Pavilion. Fairly proprietary case design. I can't even put that board in that case because the ports are on the top of this one and they're on the bottom of that one, and what a terrible design. And yeah, this is a Pentium 4 hyper-threading Prescott based chip. Not a bad system. It's got 4 DDR2 slots in it. PCI Express. They're a bit of a tank. They're big and heavy and they work very well. I've got 2 of these now that I have no use for, so I'll just put it in the corner and hang on to it. Not like it's going to get any newer, but I know someone will want them, but they're just big and heavy, so don't even ask about shipping. These things are tanks. I do know someone who came over recently and got some computer stuff, but they're not going to be free. I would like to get $20 just to cover some costs and things, but they are a good solid tank of a machine. So yeah, you've seen me work on these before. But this one, well, we give it a try. Anyway, I've got to race out again and do some things. I just thought I'd give a bit of an update and some input, because a lot of people were looking for graphics cards and things for me and suggesting what I could use in the new i7 computer. And well, I don't have to find a graphics card now. I've got that NVIDIA one there, or whatever it was. Yeah, GeForce 6200. I've got that now. And I don't need a graphics card for the gaming PC because I've got the Radeon 5970. Not everyone realised that because I omitted the graphics card from my last video. I've already got a graphics card that works really well, so that's not an issue. If anything, I just want an aftermarket cooler for the 5970 because apparently it was glitching out in Battlefield 3 at maximum res. So he bought the 7970 with the big 3 fans across it. So that's the only reason I got the card. It was just failing under high temperatures, but so far it's been perfectly fine running in the X2, which just can't drive it hard enough. So that's all good. And good graphics card means you'll probably see more effort put into this one, which so far hasn't been much. It's just been sitting here waiting for some attention, but I've got the 4mm alley backing plate and everything, which I should have taken to work today and guillotined, but either way I'll work something out about this. At least try and get it to boot on the desktop. It should boot up just fine. It was working fine when it came out of service. But I'll just set it up on a big sheet of plywood or something like that and have it all laid out and make sure it's going to work. Anyway, thanks for watching. Stop looking for bits and pieces. We're pretty much good to go on both fronts, that one and the other bits and pieces. I just got to wait for the hardware from my gaming rig to come in. I think that'll be Monday at this rate. They're still processing stuff, so very good. I've got more PCs. Not like I don't need more of them. It's always good to have more of them, especially when they're going to go in the bin. But the big IBM servers will be next. I've just got to do the D-ban at work and make sure that the hard drives are clean, and then like zeros and ones, and then bring them home. But I don't want them leaving the building until they are. Just my own personal security stuff. They don't mind, but still, it's got all of the company's stuff on it up to a few years ago, so it's like, nah, I think I'd better just leave those at work and do it before they leave the building. Sort of why I took the hard drives out of these. I could have kept the hard drives and just wiped them, but I've already got new drives, and half of them were old, crappy old Seagates, so it's like, nah. Chuck them in the design office and use them in something else. Anyway, thanks for watching. Stay tuned for loads more.